Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to
Oh, you didn't know?
with Tony Reavis.
What up, everybody? If you don't know, I am Tony Reavis, and welcome back to Oh, You Didn't Know with me, Tony Reavis. Yes, I know. There was no episode last week. I'm sorry. All right, you can stop with the hate mail, stop with the rude comments and the death threats. I know, okay? I let you down. There was no episode last week, but I'm back, okay? I'm back. So let's just all get back on the same page. We're all happy. We're back, baby. Episode 11. It's here, okay? It's here. I'm bringing you some goodness. This episode's a little different. I don't have a guest this week. And I'm not talking to my mom this week. Just scheduling stuff got in the way. Life's been crazy. That's what this episode's about. It's about updates. It's about what's been going on the last few weeks, why I didn't have an episode last week, and what's been going on in my life, and then some updates on some stuff to look forward to from me and what I got coming up in the future. You know, I'm always looking to do bigger and better things. I love doing this podcast. You know, it was a bummer not to do one last week. Just things kind of got in the way. Excuse me. I think I'm getting sick. This is not good. But anyways, yeah, I didn't have one last week. Life kind of got in the way. Not any business things or any, creative things. It was just life. Life gets in the way sometimes. As you guys know, I don't get to do this full time. I still got to work and I still got to do all that stuff. So this is just kind of a side hustle for me. The dream is one day to be able to do the stuff I do full time. That's always the goal, and I'm working on it. But I couldn't get one done last week, and if I knew that if I did get one out, it would have been not a good episode. So I just went, you know what? I needed a break. It's okay. Sometimes we all need a break. I have anxiety. Guys. And last week, for the last 10 days, almost 2 weeks now, it's better now, but it was bad. I was having bad anxiety, and it's a weird thing. It's not. Oh, geez, you hear that? Like sniffle? Gross. My anxiety is weird. It's like, okay, let me explain it this way. When you got to wake up in the morning because you have something important, you have a meeting, or you got to go to work or something big, and you go to sleep and you set your alarm, and your alarm doesn't go off, or you wake up late or something, and you have that like frantic feeling of like, oh God, I have 4 minutes to brush my teeth, take a shower, get dressed, get ready, get in the car and go, or I'm going to be super, super late. That like rushed, like gut-wrenching feeling that you feel in those moments. That's what my anxiety feels like when it flares up. And it's so irrational. It's for no reason. Like nothing causes it. Nothing makes it happen. It just happens from time to time. And just stresses and different things like that makes it come up. And that's how I'm always feeling. I'm always on edge like that, where I feel like I'm late for something and like it's no good. And that's just the feeling that I carry with me when it flares up. And that's how I've been feeling the last few weeks. So last week that really kind of put a damper on things I was doing. It seems like it always happens to me around Halloween, that time of year, just stuff that's happened, and it's over. I'm through it. I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm back with you guys. I couldn't get a guest on this week. I have so many awesome guests lined up the next few weeks that we just need to get the scheduling down. Scheduling's a tough thing because, again, I'm not doing this full time, so I try to be as accommodating as I can, but I try to interview awesome people who are doing awesome things too, so they're not always free. So sometimes that means doing a Skype call at 1 a.m. to get an interview done. And I really, shout out to the people who I've been talking to who are planning to do these interviews. I can't wait for you guys to hear their stories. They're awesome people doing awesome things. I got athletes coming on. I have, artists like actors, singers, comedians. I have some great stuff coming up. I'm really excited to get to talk to these people and share their stories with you. Because the big thing about this podcast is I want to inspire people. And I think the biggest way to do that is having these awesome people on just to get to tell their story and talk about how they got where where they are and what they're working on and what they want to do. And you guys can check them out on their social medias and their projects that they have coming out. It's awesome. So I can't wait. I have awesome guests lined up. My roommate Karina's coming back on the podcast. We're going to do another roommate files. We're going to, talk about some stuff. There's something I got to grill her about, because she came home the other day with something for our dog, which I hate. And we'll go into that down the road. But yeah, I just want to do some updates for you guys and let you know what's been going on with me. Full disclosure, that was going on last week why I couldn't put out an episode. Just needed a mental break. I'm feeling great now. I'm happy to be back with you guys. It lingered into this week, so that's why this is not your typical episode. I did want to put something out for you guys because I'm feeling good. I'm going to get into the comedy stuff. I got some rants to go on today, some interesting stuff to talk about. But before that, I just wanted to do these updates. So stay tuned. The next couple episodes, I'm having great guests on who are doing awesome things, people that you need to hear and just, definitely follow. And my dream of this podcast and the whole idea is if I have these awesome people on who are doing awesome things already, but are still in the beginning of their careers. And I believe one day are going to be, killing the game. And it's cool to kind of hear where they're at now so that, if in 10 years, Jess Weaver wins an Oscar, we can look back on this podcast that we did, episode 1, and hear where he was beforehand and kind of see that growth, which is really cool. I'm going to talk about Jess Weaver coming up on this podcast because I got to do a cool thing with him. But yeah, awesome stuff coming from the podcast coming up. We're going to bring back the advice column. So please send me your questions for my mom, all right? She's upset at me because I didn't have a podcast last week and our schedules didn't work out, so she's not on this week, but she's upset. She sent me a voicemail, by the way, about it, which I'm going to play for you at the end of this podcast. I'm going to play you this voicemail she left me. It's unreal. So stay tuned for that. But send me questions for her. We're going to bring back the advice column. I love doing that. We did some Halloween stuff and we played some games beforehand, but I'm going to bring back the advice column. There's a few ways you can send me those questions, people. So listen up. Hit me up on Twitter at iamTonyReavis. Send me your questions. Hit me up on Instagram at iamTonyReavis. Those are good ways to do it. If you're on Facebook, that's one way too. I don't really talk about Facebook. That's a topic for another day. Shout out Jess Weaver. But you can send me there. And then also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the email, iamTonyReavis at gmail.com. Send me questions. Send me videos. Send me, audio like voicemails to that email, and I'll play it on the podcast. You know what I mean? You can be a part of this podcast. Send me an audio question or a video question. I'll play it. My mom will hear it. She'll give you, the answers. Justin Talley, Jay Towels, my boy. I'm sorry, man. I'm working to get that salmon recipe to you. She's slacking on it, but I'm going to get it to you one of these days. But those options, Twitter, Instagram, iamTonyReavis at gmail.com. Email me some questions, audio, video questions. Be a part of the podcast. I'm trying to expand and grow this thing. I always want to do bigger and better things, and I want to do this right. I want to include you guys who listen to me as a part of this podcast. I always thought, I just do this for fun, right? And I love to talk to you guys. If you are listening, I love to have people on and get to know people, my guests, and get to hear more about them. But I didn't do an episode last week, and I heard from so many of you how upset you were. And I was like, oh, wow, I didn't really realize that this was something that you guys really looked forward to. And that really makes me happy. I can't tell you how much that means to me. And to hear those things, you guys really actually helped me get out of my funk that I was in, because I got so many comments of, hey, man, where's the podcast? And a lot of it was hate. You're like, hey, man, you really blew it. That's okay. I know it came from a good place. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. But be a part of the podcast. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, and in that email, iamTonyReavis at gmail.com. And be a part of the show, guys. Be a part of the show. Anyways, updates. What I got coming up, guys, I got some awesome stuff coming up for you guys. First of all, I updated my technology. Shout out to my mom helping me with that. Updated my technology so I'm able to pump out videos better at a better pace. It doesn't take me hours and hours and hours to edit videos or render videos or render the podcast, where I can be a lot more efficient with my time now, which is awesome. It's really helping me get ready for the things I got coming in the future. I got a lot more content that's going to be coming for you guys. So stay tuned for that. The gaming videos, everything like that. It's awesome. I'm having a blast doing it. If you're watching those, I appreciate you. I know it's not huge right now. But if you guys watch those and you enjoy those, thank you. I have so much fun doing it. I love playing video games. I'm a huge nerd. But I get bored when I play by myself. So when I do these videos, it feels like I'm playing with you guys. It really makes me enjoy the video games more. So I'm having a blast doing that. Love it. Speaking of not playing video games by yourself, here's the biggest update that I can give you guys. I've been talking the last few weeks about a new channel that I might be starting. I am going to talk a little bit about that. I am joining a buddy of mine, his channel. It's his personal channel. It's not a gaming channel. It's his personal channel. Okay? He's an awesome dude. He's a good friend. He hit me up and was like, man, I love what you're doing with these video things, these video game stuff. It's like, I would love to work together, and it's going to be awesome. So coming soon, there's no exact date yet, but I'm thinking, in the next few weeks here, I'm going to be a part of a new channel. It's my buddy's personal channel, but we are turning it into a tag team gaming channel. I mean, he's still going to have other stuff on his channel for sure, but we're going to be bringing you daily content. We're going to bring you daily gaming videos. We're playing together, two buddies on the couch, hanging out, playing awesome games. We're going to be playing retro games. We're going to be playing modern games. We're going to be going head-to-head in NBA Jam and Ken Griffey Jr. baseball and wrestling games and Tecmo Bowl, all this stuff. We're going to be playing together, having fun. It's going to be awesome, okay? So that's going to be daily videos coming soon to a new channel. I will announce it when the time comes, but it's an awesome thing. I'm having a lot of fun working on it, getting it ready. I'm very excited for you guys to see it and hang out with us. The vibe of it is that's just two dudes hanging out on a couch playing video games, and you're kind of hanging out there with us. That's always the vibe. It's not, we're not reviewing games. We're not awesome at these games. We're just hanging out, having fun, cracking jokes, talking, shooting the breeze, and you guys are there to enjoy it with us. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'll definitely be updating you further as it gets closer to being released, but I'm working hard on that, working on some assets and getting stuff together for that launch. But it's going to be awesome. It's something I'm very excited about. I'm having a lot of fun working on it. Good buddy. We're just having fun playing games, and we want you to share that with you guys. So stay tuned for that. Working on a lot of cool things on kind of how to launch that. Hopefully, possibly doing some giveaways. You're kind of hearing it here first. So if that's going on, there'll be some ways to enter from giveaways. Hopefully give away some cool gaming stuff. Yeah, man. Doing live streams. We'll probably do some live streams. When we, maybe like launch day, we'll do a live stream. Oh, I just got a text. Sorry about that. Dane, my best friend Dane, shout out to you, but you're bothering the podcast. Anyways, yeah, so we'll be doing live streams and you'll be able to hang out with us. It's going to be an awesome time. I've been spending a lot of time getting stuff ready for that. I've been talking about it for a few weeks. I'm really excited to share that with you guys. So stay tuned for that. That's awesome. That's probably the biggest thing I'm working on right now, besides my personal channel with this podcast and my gaming stuff. I'm always trying to, I'm going to keep doing my stuff. That's doing this new stuff is not going to affect the podcast. It's not going to affect my channel and my videos that I do more than it already has. But no, it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited to share that with you. So stay tuned there. Another update. Music, guys. Some of you know I put out an EP, So Grown EP. Check that out. iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff. Go buy it on iTunes. Just, what you can do is just constantly play my songs, the So Grown EP, like Dope Ass Day, Grown Ass Man, The Party, My Worst Valentine's Day, My Life in Second Grade, all those songs. Just constantly keep them in rotation on your Spotify and on your iTunes, your Apple Music. Even if you're like sleeping, just put the volume down, plug your phone in, and just have it play. Just have it keep playing so I get more plays. Put money in my pocket. What up? I got 37 cents this month off of Apple and Spotify Play. So shout out to whoever's listening to my music. That's about, 70 plays or something. So what up? Shout out to you if you're listening to my music. That's what's up. iTunes, Spotify, check it out. Yeah, some comedy stuff. That's what that EP was. It's just like storytelling, funny rap stuff. You know, I love to rap. It's just a form of storytelling to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I don't do gangster rap or anything like that. Like, I don't claim to be anything that I'm not. But it's just another way for me to kind of tell stories. Just like it's poetry to me, right? Just kind of putting it on a beat and doing it that way. If I knew how to play guitar and like Metallica, I might do the storytelling that way. I don't know how to do that. But I feel like I can rap pretty well. Most people have heard me, have been a little surprised that I can rap, which is always funny because you look at me and you don't think rapper, but you know, I think I've found a certain skill set on it. I don't do it too much to be like amazing at it, but I love doing it. It's fun. I have fun songs, and I'm thinking about doing some new stuff, putting it together. Putting some new stuff together. I'm very excited to be doing. I have these great ideas. It's not necessarily comedy based this time. I've just been inspired lately by people and creativity driven from following dreams. And at work, I talk to a lot of young students who are thinking about college and what their dreams are, and talking to them, being able to share my experience and my story with them, getting to inspire these people has been huge for me. And inspiring my journey, which is awesome. And I've started thinking about music kind of related to that, doing some music with a message. Because that's the number one thing that I always set out to do when I started acting, when I came to school for it, when I moved to LA, when I do this podcast, when I do my gaming videos, just anything I do, it's all about, for me, having a message, using your voice to spread a positive message. That's all I ever want to do. I don't do this because I want to be rich and famous. You think, man, like being an A-list celebrity sounds like a nightmare because you can't even walk down the street. You can't go to your favorite restaurants. You can't do all this stuff, right? And I think it comes with the territory, being able to handle that. And I always felt like if I ever got in that position, that I'd be pretty cool. I'd be cool to, you know, come up and ask for a picture. Sure, that'd be awesome. You know, because I know that can make someone's day. You know, I have a funny story about when I was graduating college. It was about 2 weeks before graduation, and I met with my agents for the first time, who I ended up signing with. But this was like the first initial meeting to see if we were both interested or whatever. And shout out to Abrams. Love you guys. Kristen, Peter, Ashley, you're awesome. Anyways, first time I met with him, and I was like, this whole new world opened to me. I was just in school, you know, had these big dreams, and I was like, man, I'm about to graduate, about to start this real world stuff. And I go to this meeting, and I'm waiting in the waiting room, and I'm kind of like getting a little nervous because I'm just like, man, this is crazy, right? This is something I've been wanting for years, to get to this next step. And I walk in, and they take me down to the meeting room, and I'm just walking past office after office after office after office of people in suits on phones, picking it up, slamming it down. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, this is the business. This is the industry. You know, I'm seeing it now. It was like an episode of Entourage. It was crazy. And I do the meeting, and it went well. You know, obviously I signed with him. I'm still with him. I love him to death. And I get down to the valet, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about everything. I'm excited. And I always said, for years when I moved to LA, that if I ever run into celebrities or whatever, it's no big deal to me because I know that they're just people, and I try to put myself on there like, oh, they're colleagues, right? Because I'm doing the same thing, or I'm trying to do the same thing. So, you know, I never geek out or fanboy over celebrities or whatever, take pictures of them. No, I'm just like, oh, that's cool. That's you know, so-and-so, or that's so-and-so. Like, awesome, cool. I've worked a few jobs, you know, you work in Hollywood, I worked at a Best Buy, I worked at an escape room, and celebrities would come in and it'd be cool, you know, but you treat them like people. They're people, guys. They're just people, and they respect that. And it was always cool. But I always said the one person that I would kind of freak out about, or not freak out about, but would have to like actually go up to him, like shake their hand, I'm a big fan, blah, 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 was Donald Glover. Childish Gambino, for those who listen to his music. Donald Glover, actor, writer, rapper, comedian. Awesome dude. He's about to be Simba in the new live action Lion King. So shout out to you, Donald Glover. Well, funny story. I get to the valet. I'm hanging out, waiting for the car to come around, and I turn around, and guess who's there at the valet? Donald Glover. What? I'm like, I can't believe this. This is my first step into the professional realm of things, right? It's the first day where I'm finally, stepping into the industry side of it. Like, this doesn't have to do with school. This doesn't have to do with training. This is like my first venture into making this a career. My first official meeting with an agency and everything. So I was like, this is the first day of my professional career. And who do I see? The one person that I always said, if I could see, would be, tops for me. And there he was. I was like, this has got to be a sign from above, right? That I'm doing okay, that this is meant to be, that I'm in this place I'm supposed to be. And I'm just like, I can't believe it, right? And I look over and he's talking to someone, he's with his people or whatever, and I don't want to bug him, and he's just hanging out. He talks about he has a freestyle on a radio show where he's like, same white shirt with his nappy ass hair, and he was just wearing a white shirt. Like, he's not lying. He's telling the truth. He's just a dude hanging out, wearing a white shirt, just being himself. That's awesome. And I start inching my way over to him, like, just so I can kind of get in a position where I can strike up a conversation. Just kind of slowly waddling over, trying to be nonchalant about it, not trying to draw too much attention to it, where I end up getting next to him when he's finally done talking to whoever he's talking to. He's just on his phone or whatever, waiting for valet as well. And I was just like, excuse me. And he looks at me like, what? And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I don't want to bug you. I really respect your work. That's one thing too. I learned at school and everything is that when you do run into, people that you're a fan of or whatever, you got to remember that you're trying to be in the business too. So it's not like, oh, I'm a big fan. No. It's like you respect their work as an artist and all this stuff, right? Because you see them in a different way than just being a fan. And that's how I do. Like, he's inspirational to me because he is an actor, he's a writer, he's a rapper, like everything that I want to do. So he's always been like my biggest inspiration and seeing like, oh, he could do this all. Like, that's what I want to do too. So I go up to him like, hey man, excuse me. I just, I don't want to bother you or anything. I just want to say, like, I really respect your work. Like, I've been following you for a while from, your mixtapes before your album and your stand up and everything, man. I just want to say like, it's awesome to meet you and, that I really respect your work. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. Like, he was like, thanks. He was super nice, right? And people talk about being starstruck, and I was like, what a silly concept that is, being starstruck. It's so silly to me, right? Just say words. It's not a big deal. Until this day happened, and I realized that it is a real thing. Of course, the smart thing to do when I'm waiting to get to talk to him, when I'm waddling my way over to him, would be to think of some things to say. But no, I wasn't that smart. Right? I just went up and I was winging it, and I had no words. I was mush mouth. And I think he could sense it, that I was trying to be respectful, and I was like, that I was a big fan, and I was trying to be cool about it, but I didn't know what to say. So he was like super nice about it, because I was just like, yeah, man, just, love what you're doing, like, cool. He's like, oh, thanks, man. And I was just like, yeah, man, it's just a pleasure, just a real pleasure to meet you. He's like, oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, thank you. He shook my hand and everything, and I just felt like an idiot, right? Because those things never go how you think they're gonna go. They always say don't meet your heroes or whatever, and I walked away and I was like still super hyped up the whole ride home, and I was like, man, this is crazy. The first day of this like new life, and I meet the one person I've always wanted to meet. And I'm like, this is awesome. And then it started to hit me. I was like, oh my God, I sounded like an idiot. I sounded so dumb, right? And that's not how it was supposed to go. In my head for years, thinking about it, if I ever ran into him, I'd be like, hey, man, I really respect your work. He's like, oh, thanks, man. That's cool. I'm glad you like it. I'm like, yeah, dude, you're awesome. Keep doing your thing. Oh, cool, man. Thanks. Thanks for listening to my stuff. Thanks for watching my stuff. Hey, you want to be best friends? Yeah, I do. That's how it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go like that. It did not go like that. But he was super nice about it. I could tell that he knew I was a little flustered. I always think one day if I end up on Jimmy Fallon or something like that, and he's on the show too, that'd be a funny story to tell, being like, you don't know this, but I met you back in 2015, and it was like my first day like in the business. I signed with my agency, and I met you, and I had no idea what to say, and you were super cool about it. I always think that'd be funny. So Donald Glover, shout out to you, man. Still a huge fan. Still love what you're doing with your music. I love to see that, bigger things are happening to you because I've always been a fan and you're super talented and everything. He's been in the Han Solo movie. He's playing Lando Calrissian. What up? He's playing Simba. That's dope. His music, stuff like that. He just won some Emmys for a show Atlanta. Killing it. It's awesome. So shout out to you, Donald Glover. Thanks for being cool when I had nothing cool to say to you and I was just being mushmouth. I appreciate you being respectful to my mouth fumbling. I appreciate it. I'm glad that it didn't go a different way where he could have been like, yo, get away from me. And then like my heart would have been crushed. At least he was super nice about it. And even though I messed up, and he didn't say that he wanted to be best friends, at least he was cool about it. And, I just became a bigger fan of him that day. So shout out to you, Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, the homie right there. Yeah, man, what was I talking about that got this going? I don't remember. Anyways, I think I was talking about music and I'm starting new music and I'm about being inspired and talking to kids and sharing my experience and stuff. And that's just all I want to do. I guess going back to it is doing new music and stuff like that. I always just want to touch people and inspire people. I did a play, I've talked about that I wrote a play in June or whatever. And I didn't make any money off of it. Like I was in the red at the end of the day of it, but that's not what it was. It was about being able to tell a story and touch people and the response I got was amazing and that people were affected by it and enjoyed it. That's all I asked. And getting to talk to these students and kind of hear where they are on their journey, not really knowing what they're doing or where to go and being able to share my experience and try to, I always tell them like, look, I'm calling you from a school and like this is about coming to our school, but I don't care if you come to the school. I really don't. And I don't care if they fire me for saying that. Like, I want you to do what you love. And if that is being an artist and you want to come to our school to help you attain that, like we can help you get there for sure. But if it's not for you, you do what you love. If you call us tomorrow and say, no, I want to be a veterinarian, awesome. Go do that. If you love that, do that. And I've just been inspired lately by those conversations I'm having with these kids and hearing them talk so passionately about things they love. It's awesome. I was on the phone with a girl the other day and she talked about, it's like, I just want to, I said, I always ask, like, what are your big dreams and goals? Like, and don't worry about like, I'm not going to call you in 10 years and see if you live up to it. So don't worry about like, oh, this doesn't sound realistic. Like, no, what are your biggest dreams and goals? Do you want to be on Broadway? Do you want to be in movies? What do you want? And she was like, I just want to inspire people. And I was like, man, a 17-year-old girl this is how she thinks about the business. She's going to go super far in this business if that's how she feels. She's doing it the right way. And that's all that I ever wanted. So, thank you guys for listening who do listen and who comment on my stuff and let me know that you're listening. It's awesome. I really appreciate it. I can say it a million times, but I can't tell you how much it truly means to me that you guys enjoy the stuff I do. Because I'm not making money off of this. It costs me money to do this. It costs me money to upload these long podcasts. I have to have a website to host them, like on SoundCloud. That costs money. The equipment I use, that costs money. It's an investment though. And I just do it because I love it. I appreciate you guys listening, giving me the feedback and everything like that. You guys inspire me to keep moving and keep going forward. And, I got a lot of good stuff coming that I'm very excited about. And just one day, if it turns into where I can do this full time, or it's not, costing me money to do this and I can just do it and give you guys good content, that's the goal. That's the dream. So for now, I'm having fun talking to you guys, getting to tell stories and enjoying the journey. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're getting deep. I need to get back into the comedy, the funny rants. I got some stuff. This is going to be a little longer episode of my portion because I don't have a guest and I'm not talking to my mom. So I'm going to just freestyle, just me and you guys this week. It's just me and you guys. I've got the updates out of the way with the new channel and the new content coming out there. Stay tuned for that. The music, all my stuff that I got going. I got new channel art on my YouTube page that I was like, man, this is dope because the Tacoma Rainiers, shout out back home, have an awesome logo. It's a T and an R, or it used to be, and those are my initials. So I made my logo from their logo, and I think it's dope. I love it. I got dope. Those colors are sick. They're my favorite colors, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I'm not a professional at Photoshop. I never done it, except I started 3 months ago working on Photoshop and all this stuff. So it's cool for now. I got new channel art. That's awesome. Just constantly going to be updating new stuff. I'm going to do a shoot with my homie Brent, who's on the podcast episode 10 2 weeks ago, not last week because I didn't have one. I know, I'm sorry. But yeah, Brent, we're going to go out and do a shoot because I'm going to get some new assets. They're going to have a new look to the podcast. So when you are watching it on YouTube and you got the little bouncing waves, it's going to look different. It's going to be a new thing. Probably at the new year is when I'll do that. Just always trying to evolve and stay relevant. Those are business terms in this industry anyways. What's funny, guys? What's funny? Bo Burnham, that show? Bo Burnham, that dude, he came to the escape room I worked at 5 times, and it was hilarious. And it was hard to do my job because I had to play a character in the rooms, and it was hard to do my job when I was with his group because he's just a funny dude. This has nothing to do with anything. But shout out to you, Bo Burnham. That was one of his songs. What's funny? That's why I said that. But anyways, what's funny? Oh, another thing you guys can do when you hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at iamTonyReavis, and also at iamTonyReavis@gmail.com to send me those video questions and stuff like that. You can send some for me too if you don't want to necessarily get advice from my mom. If you just want to, what do you want me to talk about? Right? If something happens in the world, or people enjoyed my pumpkin spice and pumpkin rant, which I'm sticking to. Enough with the pumpkin, y'all. Anyways, if you guys have stuff like that, we're like, hey, what do you think about this? Send those my way, and I'll let you know what I think too. That'll be fun. But what's been going on lately? There's a few things. One, I had to get new headphones. So at work, they blocked all the websites like Netflix and YouTube and stuff, so I can't watch anything while I'm working anymore like I used to. I used to be able to just watch The Office and work, and I'm awesome at my job. I am awesome at my job, and everyone that I work with, we're on the phone and stuff, we're all awesome, right? So why you gotta hate on us and take away our website just because we're watching the Netflix and watching The Office while we're working? I'm not doing it while I'm on the phone. I pause it when a call comes in, handle my business, killing the game. I'm doing awesome. We're all awesome. So why you gotta do that to us? But anyways, I just put a little earbud in from my phone, and I just listen to music now, and I pause it in between calls and stuff. I could watch Netflix and YouTube on my phone, but it's just I don't like to. It's too, the screen, it's weird. I gotta prop it up. It's weird. So I can just listen to music, and that's fine. But my headphones, I washed them. I did laundry, and they were in my pocket, and I washed them, and then they stopped working. I gotta do laundry today, by the way. Laundry's the worst. Anyways, so I had to get new headphones. So I just went to Walgreens and I just got some cheap, some Sony little earbuds were on sale for $10. So I got some of those and I opened them up or whatever, and I was chilling, and I had a warranty with them because I never use a warranty on little stuff like this, right? Because it's probably going to be more of a headache than just going to buy a new pair of $10 headphones. I'm not going to mail them in and get them fixed, whatever. It's $10. If it's a TV or something big like that, then sure. But, for this little thing. But I saw I had a warranty card. So I was like, all right, let me read this. Let me look into it. So I'm looking at what Sony will cover as warranty on these little earbuds. I'm looking to see what, is my fault or not my fault, and what would get me free headphones or whatever. And I'm looking, and it's the standard stuff, it has to be a short, or it can't be damaged. You can't run them over with a car and expect them to get saved and expect Sony to be off, take care of it. Just anything that can happen, mechanically or electrically, that's not your fault, pretty much. But one of the things it mentioned that it does not cover, which I think is Bush League, and it's a loophole where they can say this covers everything that could ever happen to it. One thing they said they will not cover is anything that happens to the headphones due to an act of God. What? Is that a thing? Not an act of God, but is that a thing that companies use in their warranty cards? I guess I haven't really looked at them, but please define to me, what is an act of God? Is there an actual definition of that? If I take it to court and they say, well, this is what, the government defines as an act of God. Because technically, depending on what you believe, And I'm not going to get into that, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, depending on what you believe, anything could be an act of God. If I go outside to the living room and stub my toe on the coffee table, act of God. Could be. He might have wanted me to stub my toe, so I learned something. So technically, everything could be an act of God. So I think that's just a loophole that Sony's using, the SOBs, to get out of fixing any problem with their hardware. Act of God. Does that mean like if I get struck by lightning, that's not covered? But if you know, they just stop working, technically that could be an act of God. God didn't want me listening to this music. That's God's way of saying you should not listen to this. So I shorted your headphones. And they can be like, sorry, dude. What God says goes. What's the deal with that? I'd never seen that before. And honestly, like I said, I haven't looked at many warranty cards, but I thought that was very interesting. Act of God. That could be anything. That could literally be anything. Interesting. It's so interesting to me. So, you know, I just got to be ready to buy new headphones if these go out because, you know, God says yes or no. So anyways, what else? Oh, there's a big debate going on right now because we're about that time of year where the holidays are fast approaching. It's almost Thanksgiving. So I love Thanksgiving, and I'm not going to be home for Thanksgiving, which makes me sad, but it's okay. You know, I have amazing people out here, friends, you know, that are my family too. So, you know, there's always a good alternative, but nothing like being home for Thanksgiving. So to my family, love ya. I'm sad I won't be able to be there, but you know, you guys know I love you and you guys have a good time, and I'll see you at Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas. So that's good. But speaking of that, how soon do we jump into the Christmas season? That seems to be a topic of debate for the world, right? Where Halloween ends and Christmas begins. And some people are not okay with that. Some people say, no. We still have Thanksgiving. Hold your horses. And other people are like, boom, Christmas tree is up November 1st, midnight. It's Christmas for 2 months. And they don't take it down till well after New Year. And I say, to each their own, right? Live and let live. If you want to pimp out your house Christmas style with trees on November 1st, go for it. What I will say, though, is for me, I'm a believer of December 1st. And you know what? I'll backtrack. Even after Thanksgiving, I say, well, let's wait for Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. Let Thanksgiving have its time. When Thanksgiving's done, boom, let's put that Christmas tree up. Maybe even Thanksgiving night. That's fun. But, you know, right after Halloween, that's pushing it to me. But I will say, if you do put a Christmas tree up on November 1st, more power to you. More power to you. My roommate brought home a bunch of Christmas decorations, and she's put up just a few things that were like fall related, but still kind of looked a little Christmassy, like bows and stuff, but also like pumpkins and scarecrow and stuff like that. So, but I was like, just go all out. You know you want to. She's like, you're right. And we put up Christmas lights and bows on the wall and a wreath, and it's like, why not? We haven't put up a Christmas tree. We're waiting to do that until after Thanksgiving, but it's pretty Christmassy in here. And you know what? I don't hate it. It makes me happy. It makes me happy to see Christmas lights in the kitchen and just be like, oh, that's cute when I go in there to get a snack pack, you know? And I just see, you know, we got stockings under our TV, stuff like that. It's cool. It's a joy. Why are you hating joy? You know what I mean? Like, don't let other people's joy make you not have joy or make you have anger. That makes no sense. No sense at all. I get it. Like, you go to a store and they're already playing Christmas music, and like, it's okay if you're like, oh no, not a fan, right? Like me, I love The Grinch. That's my favorite Christmas movie. I know all the words. People hate to watch it with me because I just recite the whole movie the whole time. I don't even need to watch it. I can just recite it to you right now. But I probably watch the movie 25 times a year because I watch it every day, but I start December 1st, right? So that's where, you know, for me. So I understand when people are like, you know, they don't want to, you know, they don't listen to Christmas music or whatever. But like, if it's playing in Sears and you walk in Sears, don't start hating the world because Sears is playing Christmas music. They're trying to bring joy. and other people like it. So just chill. Just chill out. You don't got to do it when you get in your car. Go ahead and bump Young Thug when you get into the car. It's fine. But let other people listen to Christmas music if they want. I know people listen to it in July. That's weird. But more power to you if that's what brings you happiness. You know what I mean? It's just music. Just relax, people. The holidays are approaching. I'm happy. It makes me happy. I love the holidays. It's starting to get cold. So good. I can wear a sweatshirt. It's great. Enjoy it. I can't wait to go home for Christmas. Really looking forward to it. It's a great time to be with family and friends and just kind of, just put everything aside. I just let everything else go. Nothing else matters. It's just family and joy and love. And that's what everything should always be about. You know what I mean? Like, why do we just do that for a month or 2 weeks or 2 months? Like, let's just always live like that. Live like every day's Christmas. That's what I say. Maybe not with don't wear jingle bells and listen to Christmas music all year, but have that same spirit, I say. But anyways, that's been going on. People are team Christmas early and team, wait till Thanksgiving. And I say it's whatever. It doesn't diminish Thanksgiving for me because I have some stockings up out in my living room. I'm still going to enjoy that turkey, baby. Woo-wee! I'm going to enjoy that turkey. And pumpkin pie, because it is acceptable. But nothing else pumpkin is. We've talked about it. We've been there. We've done that. So that's that. I think that's it. Nothing else has been really going on. I've been so swamped in my own stuff that the world problems I'm trying to stay away from. Oh, here's a big one though. I'm going to end on this of the rants, and I want to talk about. I mentioned something else I was going to talk about with Jess Weaver, so I have to now. I'm obligated. But even though I hate you, Jess, just kidding. I love you. But me and Jess played Until Dawn, a game on my channel, and it's about it's like a horror movie, but in a game, and the decisions you make keep kids alive or you kill them, and he killed all the people that we got killed. So for that, I still harbor a lot of anger. He got Hayden Panettiere killed, and it broke my heart. Anyways, I'll talk about Jess in a minute. But the Twitter thing, or not even Twitter, but just the Apple iPhone thing with the little question mark box. Why can't I use the letter I? What the hell? Apple, you got this high-tech stuff, right? You got these new iPhones. Crazy things I can do with these phones. It's amazing. That I could only dream of as a kid. It's just the world is in my pocket at all times. And you can't figure out how to have the letter I appear on a tweet. Instead, it's just a question mark box like I'm playing Super Mario Brothers all the time, which you think I would enjoy, but I don't. It's annoying. Fix it. What is your deal? You got your geniuses down there, and Cupertino can't figure out how to make an I appear correctly? Yet you can have me talk to China through a little camera? It's crazy. Figure it out. Figure it out. Like Summer Sanders. Summer Sanders. So was that her name? She was a swimmer and but then she hosted that Nickelodeon show. Figure it out. Remember? Anybody? No? This thing on? Summer Sanders. I think that's right. But yeah, fix it. Fix it, Apple. And there's a workaround where it's you can copy paste or go into your settings and anytime it says this, it turns into this. I don't want to do that. Why am I doing your job, Apple? You do it. Fix it. Fix it. And get back to me. I'm not doing your work. It's bull. It's Bush League. Anyways, those are my rants. I gave you a good amount of rants there. But I got to talk about I said I'd talk about Jess Weaver, so I guess I'm gonna. Jess kindly invited me to go to LA Comic-Con with him very generously. I mean, not really. He didn't have to pay or anything because he was a panelist, so he got a +1, so it's not that cool. But he could have asked anyone, and he probably did ask other people before me. Who knows? He is a jerk, so he probably did ask a bunch of people and no one could go, and I was his last resort. No, I don't know. But no, he was kind enough to ask me to go along with him. He was doing a panel for his show, Magic Funhouse, which we talked about on the first episode of the podcast. Hilarious show. I watched the whole season in one day. I finally came around to it. It took me a while to watch it, but I waited for it all to come out, and then I watched it all. It's on full screen. The full screen app and fullscreen.com. You can get a free trial and watch it all. Just do that. But watch it. It's hilarious. It's crazy, though. Like, don't watch it if you're not into, like, weird comedy, like Rick and Morty and, like, Tim and Eric and like, kind of raunchy, not kind of raunchy, really raunchy stuff. So don't watch it if you're not into that. But if you do like South Park and stuff like that, that really irreverent comedy, go watch it. It's hilarious. And he's fantastic in it. The whole cast is amazing. I got to meet the cast because I went with him to LA Comic-Con. They had a panel. They did a Q&A session with fans. There was fans dressed up as their characters. It was crazy. The 5 seconds when we walked into the con, because we didn't go in the back or anything. We just walked right in the front doors. 5 seconds after walking in, someone dressed up as the main character from the show saw him, ran up to him, and she was like, "Can I have a picture?" And it was crazy. It was awesome. I'm so happy for you, Jess, that this stuff's kind of happening to you, that you're doing amazing things. You deserve it. Hardest working dude I know, really helped push me when we were in school together to work hard, because he was working hard, and he's funny. He's awesome. I hate you for killing Hayden Panettiere, but it was cool to see you in that environment, being on a panel, people wanting to actually hear what you have to say, which is weird. Who would ever want to hear what you have to say? I'm just kidding. No one wants to hear what I have to say, but I have a podcast, so it goes to show you. But it was awesome getting to see the panel, getting into the con for free. We didn't hang out at the con very much. We went to the panel. They did the Q&A and stuff. It was awesome to meet the cast. They're all awesome people. Shout out to you guys, Magic Funhouse cast, for being so nice. And you didn't know who I was, but everyone was super friendly. They did the panel. We went to lunch, so I got to sit and have lunch with them and kind of just hang out. I just kind of tried to blend into the background because I was like an outsider. It was just the cast and me. I was like the only guest. I don't know why Jess brought me. I was like the only guest. It was kind of weird, but it was fun, and they were super nice about it. And then we did go into the con for a little bit. I went and saw the Young Bucks. Shout out, Too Sweet. They're wrestlers. For those of you who don't know, I'm a huge wrestling fan. And they were at the con. They were doing a big panel on the main stage, so I didn't get to see them, but I saw them up on their stage. And we just kind of walked around for a bit, but then we left. It was a long day. It was exhausting, and I'm not super I don't cosplay. I've never been to a Comic-Con and stuff like that before. And it was awesome to see the people that are super into it, though. Awesome. More power to you. You know what I mean? I would never do that. But it was awesome to see these people get super into it. That's super cool. I saw Rikishi. He's also another wrestler, but from back in 99, 2000 when I was a kid. He used to rub his giant butt in people's faces, do the stink face. So if you all know that, he was there. That was cool. But it was fun. It was fun to see the Comic-Con thing. It's not like San Diego Comic-Con where it's huge, Marvel, DC, Disney, Sony, all those people there. But it was still cool. So thank you, Jess, for inviting me, and had a good time, and good to hang out with my buddy. It's always fun to hang out with my buddy. It's funny. He texted me because he came to my place first, and then we walked to the train subway. We took the subway downtown and got there that way. But he texted me. He's like, "Hey, I'm outside," and I come outside and see him at his car, and he's hunched over behind his door, and he was like, "Don't look at me." I was like, "What the hell happened to you?" And he went to a party the night before, and let's just say that he partook in, some adult beverages, and he was not having the greatest of morning, because it was 8 in the morning that we had to get there, or we had to leave to be there by 9. So yeah, it was 8 in the morning. So he had a rough night. He got through it though. I'm proud of you, Jess, for getting through it. But it was fun. It was cool to see, my buddy being recognized and being "Oh, I'm a fan. I love it. Can I take a picture?" It was cool. It was cool to see that. He's starting to blow up. My little boy, he's growing up. Yeah, it was awesome. So I just want to share that experience. Comic-Cons are cool. Yeah, it was awesome. Hopefully I'll be doing cons one day. I'd love to do cons if my channel starts getting bigger and I can talk to people and do Q&As and stuff like that. That's awesome. You know, the cool thing about it was just people being a fan of the show and like how they felt getting to meet these guys and getting to take their picture and how that, like, you know, it made their day. You know, that's awesome. And that's all I ever want to do. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, getting to take a picture with me, it makes your day. Like, no, but like if you listen to this while you're at work and you enjoy it, and it just like takes your mind off of work, or, you know, you're just having a good time laughing at what I'm saying, or just like, you know, you like to hear my voice. People say I have a good voice. Anyways, that was weird. But yeah, you know, if for any reason, if you're laughing at me because you think I'm stupid, whatever, that's fine. Whatever, you know, doesn't bother me. Like I said, like, it's funny. My favorite rapper right now is Logic, who I've talked about like every episode the last few weeks, which is weird. But he always talks about like people who are there are people that are just haters, right? And if people are like, oh, your music sucks, he's like, okay, well, I don't make my music for you. I make it for the people that like it. That's kind of my thing. Like with my gaming videos and stuff, like there's a lot of people, a lot of you maybe who are even listening to this podcast who are a fan of the podcast but don't like the gaming videos. That's okay. It's not a mainstream thing, really, where it's for everybody. I understand that. And you just don't watch it if you don't like it. That's okay, because there's people who do watch it who do like it. And that's fine. Even if there's no one, I like it. So, you know, and there's an audience for everything, right? It's a big world. There's a lot of people out there, and people like different things. So, but it was cool to see people be touched by getting to meet the cast and stuff like that, and it was awesome. So, you know, that's all I want to do, be able to inspire people and make people happy. And if you're happy listening to this podcast, I'm happy that you're listening to the podcast. So, but that's about it, guys. Man, this has been a long one. Just me talking. I'm trying to make up for not having a guest and not having my mom on. Well, speaking of, listen to this. Okay, just real quick, I'm going to play you the voicemail she left me about not being on the podcast last week because I didn't have a podcast and she wasn't happy. This week, it was scheduling issues, so she can't be mad at me about that. But last week, it was, just listen to this. I'm going to play it. Ready? Here we go.
Yeah. Hey, Tony. This is your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Just calling to check in because didn't hear from you last week. Missed the podcast. Went
sorry.
on doing it without me or something. I mean, what's with that? Anyway, because, you know, I have fans that are expecting to hear from me every week. And,
oh, really?
What's your problem?
Oh.
Is it that you think I'm becoming more popular than you or something?
Are you listening to this?
I don't know. But I'm just sitting here wondering, what the hell? So, give me a call when you get this message. Okay. Love you, son. Bye-bye now.
Can you believe that? I think I've created a monster. It's good to know, though, that she likes being on the podcast because I love having her on the podcast, and I can't wait for, you know, years and years to go by, and we've been doing this, and it's something that I'll always be able to look back on, and these conversations that I kind of am putting on record. It's a cool thing where, you know, I'll always be able to have these moments with my mom. So, Mom, I love you. We're going to have you back on next week. So stop yelling at me and sending me hateful voicemails. We're going to have her on next week. So make sure you guys send me questions at iamTonyReavis on Twitter or Instagram. And again, like I said, I'm opening up the email, iamTonyReavis@gmail.com. Send me video questions. Send me audio questions. Or just send me an email with questions that you want me to ask her, advice you need, or if you want me to talk about certain things, you know, get my opinions on different things, you know, and to hear me rant. Maybe it is a rant coming. I don't know. Maybe you'll tell me something and I don't have that many passionate feelings about it. But maybe you'll say something and ask me something and it'll spark a huge debate inside of me, and I'll lay it out for you guys. But send me things that way. You know, I am Tony Reavis. Instagram, Twitter. Follow me. I'll follow you back. I ain't stingy. You know, hit me up. Let me know. Send me an email. See what's going on. But thank you guys so much for listening. And if you stuck through this entire podcast, send me a tweet or an Instagram if you're on one of those, and put hashtag I made it, so I know that you actually listened all the way through. That'd be a cool way. So hashtag I made it, and I know you're a true fan. You're a true fan. I gotta get a name for like my community when it starts to grow. I thought like, it could be like the Revolution because it's Tony Reavis. You know what I mean? The Revolution. Anyways, we'll talk about it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so glad to be back. Sorry for last week. Okay, enough of death threats. But it's good to be back. Next week, I'm going to have a guest on. Not The Rock, because he's still busy. You know, he's a busy dude. He couldn't even be on Ric Flair's documentary because he's busy, so, you know, I forgive him for not being able to be on my wee little podcast. But he will be one day. But I'm going to have an awesome guest next week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. It's going to be great. My mom will be back next week, so stay tuned. A couple ways you can stay tuned. Definitely youtube.com/iamTonyReavis. Hit that subscribe button, people, because I have awesome stuff coming. I have videos, gaming videos. I'm gonna have new music soon, you know, not soon, but you know, one of these days. So I'll have stuff there. The podcast, it's a great place to see it. It really helps me out when you watch it there. So youtube.com/iamTonyReavis. Just hit that subscribe button for me. Leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, all that good stuff. Also on iTunes, search it, Oh You Didn't Know with Tony Reavis, and subscribe there, and it'll automatically put it into your app every time it uploads, so you'll automatically know. And then also soundcloud.com/OYDK, that stands for Oh You Didn't Know, podcast.com. Or no, not .com. It's soundcloud.com/podcast. Anyways, that's it for me. I've rambled on long enough. If you made it this far, hashtag I made it. I love you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Thanks for the comments. You really got me out of my funk. I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. So stay tuned for everything else we got coming up in the future. You're the best. You guys are why I do this, and I have so much fun doing it because of you guys. So thank you for everything. I love you. We'll see you next week. And as always, if you don't know, now you know. I am Tony Reavis. I'm out.